Now, engizoqala ngakho ke manje sizobheka the examination type question. Sithathe nje from November 2008. So we have the examination type question. Right? Hiphi leyo November 2008. Eka November 2008. Question 15. Right. Now, itige leyo question. A fully automatic camera has a built-in light meter. A fully automatic camera has a built-in light meter. When light, le sentence engizoyifunda manje i-underline-iwe. When light enters the light meter, it strikes a metal object that releases electrons and creates a current. And light strikes a metal that releases electrons. Light, it strikes a metal. This metal releases electrons. Now, a light, when light enters the light meter, it strikes a metal object that releases electrons and creates a current. 15.1. What phenomenon is described by the underlying sentence? Then the phenomenon that is described by the underlying sentence is what? Is photoelectric effect. That sentence is like when the light enters the light meter, it strikes a metal and it releases electron. That is photoelectric effect. 15.2. A metal is radiated. It's irradiated with electromagnetic radiation of wavelength. This metal plate, it will electromagnetic wave, electromagnetic light with wavelength of nanometer, which is 200 times 10 to the power minus 9 meter, say, which is 2 times 10 to the power minus 7 meter. Right. So it will look. That's a bit again. And the metal has a work function of, what is the work function? The work function is 7.57 times 10 to the power minus 19 joules. It's called 7.57 times 10 to the power minus 19 joules. That is the work function of that metal. Now, but show by calculation that the metal plate will emit photoelectrons when radiated with radiation of this wavelength. Let us check it. Will this emit electrons? But show. So, emit electrons. Siyazi ukuthi nina kumele energy of photons ibe greater than the work function. If energy of photons is greater than the work function or is equal to the work function, electrons will be emitted. Let's check energy of photons. What is energy of photons? Energy of photons is equals to HF. We are not given F, but we are given lambda. Simple. Energy of photon is hc over lambda. C is 6.63 times 10 to the power minus 34. C, 3 times 10 to the power 8. 3 times 10 to the power 8. Divide by lambda, 2.7. 2 times 10 to the power minus 7. 2 times 10 to the power minus 7. So what do we have? What is energy of the photon? Kitolala 6.63 exponent 34 plus or minus times 3 exponent 8 divided by 2 exponent 7. Githola la energy is how much? Energy of the photon 9,945 times 10 to the power minus 19 joules. Yabona ke i-energy of light ingaka bubi work function ingakanani. So njengoba i-work energy of light is greater than the work function, then electrons will be emitted. So sesikhombisile. So then we can say, since energy of a photon is greater than the work function, this implies that electrons will be emitted. This implies that electrons will be emitted. To show by calculation that the metal plate will emit photoelectrons when irradiated. So says 6 marks law. Now the intensity, question. The intensity of incident radiation of metal plates is increased. When you increase the intensity, we increase the number of photoelectrons, whilst maintaining a constant wavelength. The wavelength is the same, the energy is the same. They say state and explain what effect this change has on the following. Number 1, the energy of emitted photoelectrons. Energy of emitted photoelectrons will still be the same. There won't be any effect. Moreover, the energy of emitted electrons is the same. The energy of emitted electrons depends on the energy of light. If the energy of light during the photoelectric effect, if the energy of light is increased, then the kinetic energy of emitted electrons will be increased. So the energy, that is 5.3.1, the energy of the emitted photoelectrons will still remain the same. What about the number of photoelectrons? 5.3.2. The number of photoelectrons. The intensity sishilo sathi kuningi kwama photons. Kuyokhipha ama-electrons amaningi. So the number of photoelectrons will be increased. Yes, the energy will not change. They will move at the same kinetic energy, but the number of photoelectrons will be increased. Sisa ama-highlights lawa, ama-questions. Siseza kwamanye. Besisakuhalisa nje. Sikukhombisa nje ukuthi hayi thina ne-examination siyabangani. Same WhatsApp group, Tina examination, Yaga Metric. Thank you.